Hi there, this is David and welcome back to Let's Play Nostalgia. Last time we made it to Easter Island, where we fought the dragon Albion, who apparently knows about Fiona and her past, so instead of him actually telling us about Fiona and her past, he told us to go to the Acropolis instead. But the second that you open up the Acropolis and you go there, it actually unlocks a whole bunch of quests. So I want to get these quests done, because if you wait till after the Acropolis, you're going to be waiting a long time. So this first one, it looks like Eddie's father actually requested it. So he's in the same place where he left him, so let's go see what he wants. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, it is kind of odd for him to make a request rather than just, do it himself. Oh, are you, not allowed out of the house? Are you under house arrest or something? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So, Eddie's mother has him really under her thumb, I've gotta say. But I also can't really blame her either. I mean, she loves her husband. So, instead of letting her husband go out and, fight for a dinosaur fang in Teotihuacan halfway across the earth, she's gonna let her 16-year-old son go do it instead! Oh, and of course you're not gonna tell us why you need the dinosaur fang. Great. This is just like every single other JRPG I've ever played. They never tell you anything in these games. I wonder why that is. Anyway, I'm gonna meet you there. So just make your way on down here to the very bottom. I'm by the save point, and then just head over towards the right, and boom! What do we have here? Yeah, more than likely. Okay, so let's do it. Let's take this guy down. Did you really think that, the dinosaur was just gonna, give up his fang? Or you just gonna, sit him in the dentist chair and just extract it from him? I mean, come on. What the hell did you think was going to happen? Anyway, let's use Heavy Shot. That will increase his wait time. Also, I equipped the Golden Jet on Pad, which will deal extra damage to, flying monsters. Now, let's look at Melody right here. I gave her that gadget that increases her attack power at the cost of some of her MP. So right now she has max MP 380, it cost her 30 more MP, but she actually deals a decent, somewhat respectable amount of damage, and about 130-ish damage, but once we get her hyper-attacked, she'll be doing more. So, that'll be nice. Let's see, we'll give an extra turn to Eddie so he can double hyper-attack, that way Melody's turn can deal more damage coming up, and then we can just go all out against this guy like we normally do. Now, if you want to, you could use Magic Shell with Melody and reflect back some of his magic. I'll try it just to see if it actually works. He does have a fire breathing spell, and it targets the entire party, but it would only reflect back Eddie's because, the Magic Shell only covered Eddie. So, it's not exactly an efficient thing to do, and you're more than likely better off just attacking with Melody. Considering reflecting back damage, you would reflect back, 70 to 90 damage, whereas her physical hit should deal roughly around 200-something damage, buffed up twice with hyper attack. Now, the boys, though, are dealing tons of damage, so that's what I like to see. Let's see, we'll make it Eddie's turn right quick. Yeah, the boys don't really get that many turns, unfortunately, because they're constantly using combination attacks. If you want to make Eddie's turn come faster, rather than using Supernova, you could use Combo Attack, but Combo Attack deals, at this point, about 800 damage, and Supernova's dealing more around 1,000 damage, so I think it's better just to go ahead and do that. And he's not really breathing fire this time. Ooh, 250 damage, yeah. That's not bad for Melody, and you're not going to have to heal or anything else like that. Let's see, we'll give Pad 2 turns, and hopefully with those 2 turns and Melody's hit, that should take this guy out. He has 4,000 HP. He only has 17 regular defensive power, but he has 200 magic defense power, so yeah, it's another one of those, it is what it is. All these bosses, and even coming up regular trash enemies, also have tons of magic defense. I don't know what it is. I don't know why the designers did it this way. It's really ridiculous to gimp Melody like this, but it is what it is. So, let's head on back to, Gilbert. Hey, Dad! Now that you have this... What? Whoa! Yeah, he sent us on a, life and limb mission halfway across the planet to kill a huge dinosaur. Oh. Okay, you gave her a dinosaur fang? Wait, glass? How do you make glass out of a tooth? Glass isn't made from teeth, it's made from whatever, like, lightning strikes sand. Okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. Wait, have a... Oh, Wait, you were telling me that they are drinking out of the exposed, gummy, disgusting tissue of a dinosaur fang? That's vile! That's like the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Ooh! Ugh, that's one way to put it, like, grotesque. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Like, could you imagine you, like, extract your teeth and you pull at the root, and then you, like, you know, pour a drink inside of it? Ugh! Oh my god, I'm freaking out. Ugh! Oh man. What do you guys have to say for yourselves? Oh, well, I guess at least she's happy, I guess. You know, if Mom ain't happy, no one's happy. Yeah, so let's go turn in this quest. Hopefully I get a decent reward for all this. Let's see. There we go. Do we get any items or anything? Just some gold? I don't even need gold. What else we got going on here? These two are in Lemuria, which we haven't actually been to yet, so I'm going to put those off for later. But we have been to Atlantis, so let's go do this one. And if you forgot where it is, it's north of the northern coast of South America, between North and South America. Well, here we are. And the rings are all still set up the way that we left it last time, so we can just go straight on in. That's true, I've got to say. Because she's a crazy bitch who goes around slapping people for no damn reason and yelling at everybody. I would really rather take anybody else than Melody in my party. She is just so terrible. Even as a character. Like, even in the story sequences, I can't stand her. Let alone in battle. She just sucks. I'll just have her attack. This guy has 225 magic defense and only 15 physical defense. Yeah, I'm pretty much always going to be pointing that out because, I mean, like, how could you not point it out whenever it's such a huge disparity? But, he's easy enough. He only has 2,500 HP. We've been dealing with people who have, like, you know, 4,000 HP. So, this guy's really nothing to worry about at all. Do the same thing that we always do. Just, you know, hyper attack twice, get everybody buffed up, and then just go all out. And if you want to only hyper attack once, you could probably get away with it because he does have, you know, such a minuscule amount of HP. He does have an all-hitting dark attack, which could be a problem, but he has such low HP that it really doesn't matter. During my test run against this guy, I used Demon's Gate and it dealt 19 damage to him. Yeah, 19. And then I just used a regular physical hit. It dealt, what, 256 to him? I mean, I know that I've gone on and on and on about this, and I know that I'm, like, really beating a dead horse, continually talking about the magic defense issue, but it's such, to me, it's like game-breaking. Because I really hate whenever games don't balance things properly. And to do this, and to balance it in such a way that the boys incredibly outclass the girls, is just, it's really inexcusable, I've got to say. Because honestly, Fiona would be just as useless as Melody if she wasn't able to give up her turns as well. But, I mean, at least she has the exit spell, and she can buff magic power. Melody can't even do that. She just sucks. Oh, get some levels. Nice, that'll come in handy for exploring Lemuria. Yeah, we gotta go there next. Oh, great, what do we get? Oh, I hope it's not cursed. That would really suck. Yeah, that is a curse in and of itself, just a different kind of curse. Yeah. Ooh, the flame vest. Well, let's check that one out. Looks like it's armor for pad. Why not? Hopefully it's better than the army vest. We shall see. It sucks! Really? We went to all that, and that's the first time that you can actually do that quest. It's not like I put the quest off or anything. What the hell is that about? Okay, back in London. Let's turn this thing in. And you don't have to go back to London every single time. You can go back to any of the other 7 major airport cities, but yeah, for whatever reason, I like coming back to London. Maybe it's the music or something, I don't know. So we have 2 things to deal with in Lemuria. Let's see, we'll deal with the challenge from the darkness first, then we'll deal with the Lemurian treasure, and if you don't remember where Lemuria is, it is directly due south of India, really more due south of Sri Lanka. So let's get on down there. So we're here, first things first, we have to go and talk to, well, we were going to go talk to some people, but we have a battle here. Now, here's the deal about the battles in this place. We could have originally came here when we first went to Delhi, when we first found this place, so these monsters are really low-leveled, so you pretty much take them all out with like a meteor shot, or just some regular, all-hitting attacks, and you'll be fine. I'm still going to show the random battles just because, just to, show off the monsters and everything, but I'm not really going to talk about strategy, HP, what they're weak to, or anything like that. So, we're going to go here and talk to Socrates, who, I don't know why he's not in Greece, and he's over here in, Lemuria, but that's something else, because, Socrates was a real person. Lemuria, on the other hand, not a real place. That's actually what I want to talk about, is the establishment of this idea of Lemuria. It's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So there are pretty much 3 mythical lost continents, Atlantis, Mu, and Lemuria. And then there are 3 kind of real lost continents, which is Zealandia, the Kerguelen Plateau, and the Mauritian Plateau. And we'll talk about those later. But right now, let's talk about Lemuria. This was founded on the idea that since there were lemurs in Madagascar, and there were lemurs in India, yet there were no lemurs in Africa or the Middle East or anywhere else leading between Madagascar and India, that there must have been some sort of land bridge that was linking these 2 places. Hence, Lemuria, a land bridge between Madagascar and India in the Indian Ocean. Such a thing, of course, did not exist because it's retarded! But this was come up as a theory back in the 1860s before they knew anything about, continental drift or Pangea or anything else like that. So the reason why there are lemurs in those 2 disparate places is pretty much because of that continental drift. Whenever Pangea broke apart into Gondwana and Laurasia, Gondwana was everything that was pretty much in the southern hemisphere, like Africa, South America, Australia, Antarctica, but also India. And they all broke apart and they drifted apart over millions of years, and lemurs just so happened to end up in Madagascar and over in India. And they didn't really have a reason as for this, so they came up with this, land bridge, Lemuria. So I guess that would make some sense for people living back then who didn't know, much about history, really the history of the Earth. As far as their history was concerned, they had the Bible. That was, what they based their history upon, and how old the Earth was. If they actually went back and they did archaeology back then, and, they would see a layer that had, fish in it, or shells, or things like that, of things that would normally be under the ocean, they would say, oh, that was the flood layer. That was, Noah's Ark, the flood layer and everything. They didn't really realize, no, that's because of continental drift, and that's because, the plates are moving, and the plate, subduction zones going under the ocean floor and all this, and, that was the whole reason. But, no, people, back then didn't really know that, and they do their best. So I'm not really going to talk about the treasures in here either, because, again, we could have came here at first whenever we first made it to Delhi, so the treasures here suck. They're horrible. Don't even worry about any of the equipment. None of it's any good. Some of the gadgets that we'll be getting are unique, but they're still not good. So going back to what I was talking about before, I mean, that's the reason why 99% of all marsupials are in Australia and actually in South America. I think that there's only one marsupial, the possum, that's actually in North America. You know, it's all because of continental drift, but again, they didn't understand that. And also, when archaeologists went down and they found, you know, dinosaur bones and stuff like that, they were like, oh, well, it's monsters. I mean, in Genesis, it does say, you know, back in those ages, you know, the Nephilim were there, and, you know, there were giants in those days. So rather than say, you know, these were dinosaurs, these were prehistoric creatures, they were said, oh, they were just giants, or they were monsters, or they were griffins, or cyclopses. And they would, like, you know, look at the bones and kind of put them together and try to figure out what these animals would possibly be. You know, of course, not knowing what we know now with modern science. So we're almost through with this place. I've gone on long enough about this. Definitely use a save point just to heal up. And then we're going to go in here for a little gauntlet. Now, what we're going to have is 9 battles back-to-back in here. I'm cutting out I'm cutting out 8 of the battles, because the 9th battle is a boss battle, but there is a little bit of unique dialogue between each battle, and I will be showing that as you're, you know, seeing right now. But as far as the battles are concerned, like, the monsters are just regular trash monsters that you would encounter normally over the course of the game. Nothing special, nothing unique. Pretty much everything goes down with just one meteor shot. But now, if this game would, like, get it together, okay, yeah, now it's boss time against the Tempest himself. And you could equip a golden jet on either Eddie or Pad, which would increase damage against flying monsters. Use a heavy shot, make them slow down. And then just use your regular stuff that you always use against all the bosses. Use your, you know, double hyper attacks, and then your combination attacks with Eddie and Pad. I would have Melody attacking, and then otherwise on standby for healing, and Fiona giving up her turns. Tempest has 3,000 HP, only 17 defense power, yet 215 magic defense power. So again, don't even bother trying to attack with Melody. It's really, or trying to use, you know, a magical attack with Melody. He can breathe fire, so if you want to use Magic Shell to reflect that back, you can. But with double hyper attacks, she actually deals a respectable amount of damage. Plus, with that gadget that I gave her last time, that makes her attacks deal more damage, but it costs her MP, kind of like the Staff of Force in Dragon Quest, except that the Staff of Force only used 3 MP, and this gadget uses 30 MP, which is really kind of crappy, but honestly, what the hell else is she going to use her MP for? At least Fiona can heal and, you know, warp you out of a dungeon. Melody can't do shit. She just sucks. Well, there we go. Okay, Tempest down. Easy enough. Now we have one more quest to do, but before we leave this place, we have some treasure that we can get as well. Yeah, totally. Yeah, well, it was actually 9 separate battles, but I guess it would be one long battle. Yeah, but before we go, hey, there's 2 treasure chests there that we can grab, and it has 2 different gadgets in it. One increases your chance for a first strike in battle, and the other one, every time that you get hit, instead of getting attacked like for HP damage, it would convert it into getting attacked and you would lose your MP. So if you want to equip that on Melody, you could and like kind of make her a tank, but I'm not really going to bother. So make sure before you leave you talk to Socrates, or else you won't be able to fulfill the quest. Oh, more ghosts? This game has so many ghosts in it, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, we need the power of heart! Man, the power of heart in like Captain Planet has been replaced by a cell phone. Like, seriously. It was the worst power back in the 90s, but literally it's been replaced by a frickin' cell phone. Really, Melody? Screw you, you suck! Anyway, let's go ahead and turn in this quest. Instead of going back to London, I ended up going back to, what is it called? Tokyo. Because this Lemuria treasure, we have to talk to somebody in Tokyo anyway. So I figured, you know, it's a bit more streamlined to do it this way. So the guy that we want to talk to is over here in the bar. Let's see. Yeah, he has a Japanese name. Like, let's look at his name. Toshihiro. Yet, it's like the European guy. Like, it's really ridiculous. It's the European guy wearing the safari hat. You know, you would think that he's a foreigner, yet he has, like, the most Japanese name I've ever seen in my life. Okay. I think that we'll be fine against this Guardian. I wouldn't really even be concerned at all. You couldn't save us if your life depended on it, Melody. You're the worst character that we have. Anyway, we have to go back on over to Lemuria. So make it into the second area of this place, and then head on over to the top right-hand corner. And there's this huge friggin' Minotaur. You know, speaking of mythical monsters and things like that, I guess this kind of ties in right here. That, you know, they would find, you know, the dinosaur bones and everything, kind of put it together the best way they knew how, and boom, all of a sudden you have a Minotaur. The Minotaur has, let's see, 1700 HP, and oddly enough, you actually can deal pretty decent magical damage against this guy. He has 18 defense power and 25 magical defense power. So if you want to use Melody's attacks against him, you can. I'm not going to worry about it though. Whoa! He raises his attack power by 255? I actually would be scared about that if I wasn't going to kick his ass from here to Kingdom Come in about 2 seconds. So yeah, we'll use a hyper attack there. He doesn't have a lot of HP, so you don't have to double it up if you don't want to. But yeah, and then use a supernova, and hopefully between that supernova and Pad's bullet drive, and then one more hit, this next bullet drive should really do him in. Basically, as far as my SP is concerned, I've been putting points into Eddie's and Pad's, combination attacks. I've been putting points into Heavy Shot and Break Shot for Pad as well. I've been completely ignoring Melody and completely ignoring Fiona, pretty much just pumping points into Eddie and Pad as much as possible. The next thing that I do want to start working on is Dead Shot. It won't come in handy right now. It has a chance of dealing instant death to a monster. It won't come in handy right now, but it will come in handy whenever we get to the bonus dungeons, and we'll be there soon enough. So we got some Dragon Spirit plans there, and unfortunately the item that we get from the guy in Tokyo sucks! It's unfortunate, because if they actually let us do B quests, you know, way back when, it might actually be a pretty good item. But I think that they really messed up with, like, giving out these quests. Like, this should have been like a C rank quest, not a B rank quest. So it's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, next time, let's play Nostalgia. We're going to move on to the Acropolis and figure out Fiona's past. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.